Hey everybody, it's me, Steve SCHNEE. I'm the CD Junkie. This is an episode of Punk SHUI. This is a series where I'm just going to focus on classic punk bands from the late 70s and early 80s. And I may talk about their entire career, or I may just focus on their original run of albums. There have been people in the past who said, SCHNEE, don't talk about punk. You don't know what's going on. Just stick with your pop stuff. And, I took offense to it at first, and I thought, fuck you. I was buying the singles and albums from like 78 onwards. I wasn't getting into every band, but I knew and I understood what they were trying to do. Now, me being a pop kid, I stuck with the bands that had hooks. And sometimes, being an American and I was listening to these British bands, I didn't understand some of the stuff that they were talking about. We didn't have the internet. You didn't know what was going on with the youth in the UK. You just knew that, there was something happening, and there was this big thing going on here. And of course, there was the stuff that was going on in, New York, Boston, LA, Chicago, all these great punk scenes coming out. Of course, I was closer to the punk scene in LA, but then again, I was focusing more on the stuff from the UK and, New York and things like that. So I would be more than likely to buy a Ramones albums than I would be to buy a Black Flag album. There's a place for all these bands, but there are certain bands that I just never got into because I never connected with the hooks. So if you're looking for, me covering, GBH or Black Flag or, bands that were very, very important to the movement, I'm not going to focus on that so much. I'm going to focus on the hook-filled things. I'll be talking about, some of the edgier things. I mean, the first Stiff Little Fingers album, or, the Vibrators and things like this, and the Dickies and Undertones and Buzzcocks, and a lot of the lesser-known bands like Splodge Nessabounds and things like that. But I'll be focusing it from a fan's point of view, and that point of view is also coming from a fan of melodic hooks. So I'm just basically making this video here just to inform you that if you're looking for the hardcore, then you're not going to find it on Punk SHUI. But this series might introduce you to some bands, because I've got some bands that only put out one album, and I'm still going to talk about them. Those are going to be shorter episodes, obviously. And I'm releasing this video like roughly the same time I'm releasing the first episode, which focuses on the first Scottish punk band, the Rezillos, who morphed into the Revillos. And I will be posting that about the same time as I post this. But I just wanted to inform you that punk didn't all sound the same. I mean, you can't say that the Dickies sounded like Stiff Little Fingers, sounded like the Rezillos, sounded like the Undertones. They're all slight variations on a theme, so to speak. It's aggressive, but it's melodic and hook-filled. And that's what Punk SHUI is. It balanced things out for me. There is the aggression, but there's also the comfort of a melodic hook. And that's what I consider Punk SHUI. So please, I hope that you follow me in my journey as I go through my collection and talk about these great bands. And of course, I'll be showcasing CDs, but everything here is available on vinyl, because that's how I was buying it, 40 years ago or 45 years ago. So, I hope you enjoy this series, and remember to keep an eye out for episode 1. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and continuing to support my channel. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, I'm Steve SCHNEE, the CD Junkie.